Matt, let's go over here. I look all the time on the web and I read these guys, what they're giving people. You know, they fool them with trick names. It's a GM rod, it's this, it's that, cap screws. Let's start out with a connecting rod and show them the difference between what the 350 Chevy rod is, what our high performance connecting rod with the pin and the floaters and the bush. Explain ourselves.
Well, this is basically a stock rod. I mean, like I said, this stuff was designed in the 1950s, and it has, you know, it has good enough hardware and it's strong enough to handle basically a stock engine, you know, low RPM engine. Now our rod has a lot of upgrades. I mean, first of all, it's a better material. The tolerance for the finished machine work is much held to a much higher standard. It comes with a bushed end, which is, you know, good for power, and also you know, you get better lubrication up there. And one of the main things is that the cap has dowel pins that locates it. That's very critical for holding the bearing clearances and, you know, for longevity.
There'll be no moving around when you put that thing together.
This cap has no dowel pins. I mean, when you put this cap on here, basically the bolts are what is centering this cap on this rod. And like I said, for a low RPM, low horsepower engine, that's probably fine. And when you step up the power and the RPM level, you certainly want all this stuff to you know, to stay put. You don't want moving around.
Yep.
And also we have a much better cap screw in this rod. This is usually you know, made in some cases also by ARP or one of the aftermarket fastener companies.
Very cool. Well, these happen to be ARPs.
Exactly. Just a much,
and again,
much
with the bushing here, we're going to reduce friction on our pistons. So what we have here is something that's a press fit. And when you have a press fit, that means the rod is locked onto the piston pin, and that piston pin is going to move with the piston and will create some heat and friction on the eyes of the piston. Where here, the pin spins and floats. Exactly. That will stay still, keep the piston even cooler.
Now you've got a hole in here, you know, that allows oil to get in there, you know, add lubrication to that deal, and like I said, it's just a much nicer upgrade over the original stuff.